putting food on my table. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for my wife and my mother. Thank you. You might have something to thank him if you think you, Lord. Thank you for taking me from a dropout to almost doctor. I just want to thank you, Lord. Can I tell you why I need to thank him? I want to tell you why. Because he's been so good. Somebody's been good too. Just lift your hand and just thank him. He's been, down through the years. So he ain't just been good to me today. Down through the years. Can I be honest? He's been better than me than I've been in myself. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So good. So I'm not coming asking for nothing. Clap those hands and tell him thank you. You're clapping, but you ain't saying nothing. Clap those hands and tell him thank you. Y'all, that's good for me, but I don't need your thank you because I have done nothing for you. God, who's done everything for you, for 15 seconds, giving the type of praise that you couldn't give him on the job. But you woke up this morning, and despite what you don't have, you're looking at what you do have, and all you can say is thank you. Now before you take your seat, just go on and hug 3 people and say, you blessed already. Tell them, I don't care what you're going through. You blessed already. I don't care what they look like. Tell them, speak it into their spirit. I don't care what you're going through. I come to tell you, you're blessed already. The fact that you woke up this morning, I feel like having church. I don't care if your bills ain't paid, maybe they are paid. I don't care if they like you. I don't care if they invite you to the family reunion. I come down here and tell you you're blessed already. And when you know you're blessed already, you don't come to have a pity party to get ready, but I come to have a praise party because my grandmama said when the praise. I still believe when the praise is good. Yeah. The blessings, come down. I wish I had some old school people in here now that understand you can put a praise on this right here. Because God been good to us down through the years. When I think, of the goodness of Jesus. And I ain't praising him because I'm undefeated in the fantasy football league. I'm sorry. That's not why I'm giving him the glory. Come on, give God the praise because we love him. He's been good. He's been good. I said he's been good. I said he's been good. Hey, Alpha, he's been good. Hey, he's been good. Look, touch yourself, say he's been good to me. Hey, don't need me complaining. Can I be honest? Because some of the stuff we got, most of the stuff we got, we didn't deserve. We was wrong as 2 left shoes. But God, who was rich in it, do me a favor, say, neighbor, I gotta give God just because praise, just because he's good. And open up your mouth and say, ah. Come on, let's put those blessed hands together and give God the glory. He's been good to me. I'm down to get to this Bible, John chapter 21. God has. Yeah, he smiled on me, He has set me free. I'm done now. I'm getting to this Bible, John 21. God has smiled on me. Church, he's been good. Hey, Brian, he been good to me, God. He been good to me, man. John chapter 21.
Lord have mercy.
If you have the word of the Lord. Yeah. Just that good. Just that good.
Hallelujah. Yeah.
He's been good to me. Got 4 kids, ain't ready to go bail one of them out since they've been grown. Come on, talk to me. I say, he been good to me. When my mama had to go bail me out a couple dozen times, talk back to me. God has. See, I just want you to think of your blessings. Because sometimes we get so caught up in life and capitalism and getting new stuff that when you don't get something new, you don't think you're blessed. But the devil is a liar. The same praise I give him with something new is the same praise I give him when I come out the cleaners. Come on, help me up in here. Because God's been that good to me. Woo! Smiled on me, mama. Woo! Been free. God, He smiled on me. He's been good. Come on, give God a praise all over the building. Woo! John chapter 21. Yes, Lord. Oh, yeah. Woo! Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Oh, yeah. That's what Grandmama said. Yeah. Yeah. He made a way. He made a way. Oh, he made a way. He made a way. Look at your neighbor and say, he made a way. Look at your neighbor and say, you have no idea, but he made a way for me. Woo! All right, John chapter 21. Start at this 14th verse. Try to pick it up if we can. This is now the 3rd time Jesus showed himself to the disciples after he was raised from the dead. So when they had eaten breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me more than these? He said to him, yes, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. He said to him, then if you love me, feed my lambs. He says unto him the second time, Simon, son of Jonah, do you love me? He said to him, yes, Lord, you know that I love you. He said to him, then tend to my sheep. He said to him the third time, do you love me? And he said to him, Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you. Jesus said to him, feed my sheep. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I need my services restored. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. I need to be restored. Help me, Father. I've been with Sprint ever since I think I've had cell phone. I go back with Sprint back to the Nextel with the church. You remember those? Well, I thought I was balling when it was a walkie-talkie. I could talk on that. Remember that? And I go back to all the flip phones. But Sprint does a little tricky thing when you don't pay your bill on time. What Sprint does is they'll let you receive calls, but they won't let you make none. And you won't know you cut off until you go to try to make an important phone call. Oh, so y'all must pay all your bills on time. I didn't talk to the right side. And you be thinking you have all of the services until you go to make a phone call and it says, phone has been rerouted to the operator. And you say, that don't make no sense. I just have the phone with Ed, I just have the phone with my mama. Yeah, because they do this thing, they call it soft disconnect, where you have some of the privileges, but because your account isn't current, basically they call you a backsliding customer. The reality of it is, we laugh at that particular analogy, but our spiritual life resembles that. We're members of churches, and we've been around God some time. But if the truth is told, we don't necessarily have all of our services. Because the challenge as we've lifted up this particular month is, how do you stay close to something that you've been with for a long time? I laugh because I have to count them, because I love them. They come in holding hands and they come in kissing each other. Ooh, I love you, I love you, my. No, I love Pastor, he's so wonderful. And I said, wait 5 years. Now they say, no, opposite sides of the church, driving separate cars. Because time got a way to test what you love. We learned that the first particular session, this particular series, is that you can lose your first love. Even though you keep doing the duties of a relationship, you can find yourself out of relationship with Jesus. And Jesus is to the point where he no longer just desires your actions, he wants your affection. He wants your heart. He wants you to be in love with him like you used to be. And our challenge as we start this particular series, talking about getting our fire back, some of the challenge for some of us who've been in church some time, we've seen a whole lot of stuff. We've seen it from the pulpit to the pew. And if you're not careful, it'll mess with your spiritual formation. Are you with me here? But the Lord dropped this as I was preparing this message. He said, Chad, have you ever, when you were sitting stop going to the club because it was stupid people in there? Y'all quiet now. I've never heard any of you when you was going to the club and you was getting ready, I'm not going to this club because they're going to be dressed naked in there. Because the reality is you didn't let stupid people stop you from having a good time at the club. And it has to come to the point where you don't allow dysfunctionality in the hospital stop you from thanking God for the doctor that can heal all type of stuff. Are you with me here? We've got to stop acting like the church needs to be the place where perfect people go. Because if church becomes the place where perfect people go, everybody got to get out from the pulpit to the door. Because everybody under the sound of my voice got a touch of crazy. Oh, y'all quiet up in here. And if you don't take your spiritual medication, there's something in you that'll tear you up from the ground up. And so therefore, I can't look at your craziness and let it affect God. Just because you might be crazy don't mean God is. Can I work there just a little bit? See, the problem is we have to draw a line of demarcation from humanity and divinity. You have to understand, ain't nobody, can't nobody do you like Jehovah. And if people let you down, I come to tell you, we serve a God that will pick you up every time. Do I got any company in the room where you've been dropped by folk, but every time they drop you, God pick you up every time. And if you don't want to call me back, I got a God that'll call me back, because I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging what? So now I had to realize that if I'm going to get better, I can't keep blaming you for my dysfunctionality. That was a hard message. Somebody say, I got to get delivered from me. I just found out, Brother Abrams, I always thought the church was the problem, but in reality, I'm the problem. Because we spend most of our lives learning how to blame everybody for where we're not. But it comes a point where you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, you got to get yourself together. How long you gonna keep going to the club with the people? And the go-to end goal chain, help me preach. Y'all quiet today. I have rest, I'm ready to rumble. Come on, talk to me here. How long you gonna keep wearing stuff from the 80s? Come on, you can't keep wearing bell bottoms even though they're coming back. I heard they're coming back now. My daughter was saying I gotta do something for the wedding with my children. You get the point I'm making. It comes to the point where you gotta confront yourself and you gotta say, self, I'm not blaming folk who walked out on me. Matter of fact, I'm getting to the point I'm thankful. Y'all quiet today. But I'm thankful for the folk that walked out on me. Because if they would not have walked out on me, I would have realized how much I like me. Because sometimes you live so much for people, you think you can't live without them until they walk out on you. And God wanted to let you know they might walk out on you, but the reason why you still standing is because you didn't need them to stand. You had me in your corner the whole time. So if you don't like me the way I am, go find you somebody you like. Because I serve a God that's madly in love with me. Look at your neighbor and say, oh, he loved me, he loved me. Tell him, he loved me. He loved me big, he loved me small, he loved me tall, he loved me short, he loved me black, he loved me white, light skinned, pound in the hair, weave or no weave. God loves you. Pedicure, wear your own nails. God is in love with you. And when we understand that capacity, when we understand his love, then we understand, Lord, I got to be delivered from me. There's some things I've got to change. Because of that, I've got to confront myself. I've got to realize that there's some lowness in me can do. There's some stuff that the Lord been keeping me from. But I better never overestimate my holiness. I hear people say, I'll never do that. Be careful. You better quit saying what you never do. To God will put you in a situation where you find yourself doing the very thing you said you wouldn't do. That's how come every time I ride by and see the brothers high, I pray for them. Because you never know, for the grace of God, go you. I wish I had somebody that took a hit, but God delivered you. I got some former crackheads to the left, and I ain't saying nothing. But God in his mercy, I said God in his mercy. Church folk crack me up because we come in here like we have done nothing. We come in here as if we've never sinned a day in our lives. We come in here as if, I can't believe she's wearing that short skirt in the household of God. The only reason why you're not wearing the short skirt is because the skirt ain't as short on you. Come on, help me up in here. Some of the stuff we judge for we do it because we can't do it no more. I can't believe he wearing a t-shirt to church. I wish I would wear a t-shirt, my belly be jumping up out of here. I can't judge nobody. We all got some stuff in our life that God has delivered us from. And we ought to be thankful that God has still had grace on us, because some of the stuff we did should have killed us. But God, who was rich in mercy, you know, I know should have killed you because it took out the other folk in your corner. But God had grace on your life when you was able to recover, when it took other folk down. Somebody say, thank you, Jesus. So we all stand here by the grace of God. Because one day, we're going to have a real testimony service. A real. I said a real. Not the fake one we do. Not the one giving honor to God, saints and friends. Giving honor to the pastor and all this to Gus body, gather to worship God in spirit and in truth. I've just come to tell you that the Lord is good. And I've been running 99, running for 100 because 99 and a half won't do. I pray my strength in the Lord as I pray for your dog. I want the real one. The real one. I wouldn't come to church this Sunday. The reason why I wouldn't come to church because y'all get on my nerves and I get on y'all's. But God woke me up this morning and he said, if you don't go to church, you're going to miss your miracle. I tried to miss it. I tried, but God somehow got me here. And matter of fact, I backslid last month. But pray my, is there anybody that got a real testimony that you can tell that you've been through hell and you've been through hot water, and the fact that you're here today is a miracle in and of itself? I dare you to give God a praise because you made it another Sunday with worship on your lips. Somebody ought to say thank you. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm glad you're here. Tell them I'm glad you're here. Look, I don't know what it took for you to get here, but I'm glad you're here. Here, this text tells me, teach us that you can be with God and see him after the resurrection and still need to be restored. This text teaches us that the disciples saw Jesus post-resurrection. The text says 3 times. And yet seeing Jesus 3 times was not even enough to get restored. You know this text. Last week we discussed how Peter said, Lord, I never do anything to you. And before the cock crowed 3 times, Peter denied it. It's funny because in theological stanzas, we lift up Judas' betrayal, and we like to gloss over Peter's as if Peter's was lesser of a charge than Judas. The same problem that Judas betrayed Jesus, Peter takes it to another level and says, I never even knew him. Can you imagine? Peter was the one that cut off an ear in the garden. Peter was the one that said, Lord, they might leave you, but I'll never leave you. That same Peter, you know, cussing Peter, switchblade carrying Peter. Peter was a little gangster and a little godly. When the pressure got on Peter, it's not that Peter said we know each other acquaintably. He said, I have never knew the man. You can tell this is profound because when Jesus rises from the dead, Jesus tells Mary, go tell the disciples and Peter. Because he understood that sometimes you can be close to Jesus and still make mistakes. Oh, y'all quiet now.
Come on. Come on, Pastor.
I know I'm not the only schizophrenic in this church. Some of y'all was fussing in the car. And then we walked in. Where we sitting, baby? Don't act like I'm the only one that worship the Lord on Sunday. But might let out a cuss word at the football game. Hold on. You know how you know we sinners? Have you ever been out minding your business? You ain't bothering nobody. You here trying to get you a water ice and mind your business. You try to get you a mango gelato. You ain't got time to be playing around. And somebody ride up with some music. And you ain't even thinking. You ain't even thinking. You just eating and all of a sudden you ain't paying nobody. You all in. Catch. What you got to do? You got to catch yourself. I don't know. Because it's still in there. It's still. Y'all quiet, boy, y'all. You eat the gelato. You ain't paying them. The whistles come on. You backstepping up. You be like, where was that at? It's in there. You ever sitting in the line at Wawa? And it seemed like the cash register lady just went blind on her. And she don't know you only got 10 minutes to get to work. But you ain't gonna go to work without your coffee. That ain't gonna happen. And you just had your devotion in the car. You said, this girl don't carry up, I'm gonna choke her by her. Where was that at? In there. See, the problem is we think just because we come to church, that is not another person in there. And the question of which one grows is which one you feed. If you feed good Chad or spiritual Chad will get the victory. But if you feed bad Chad, that's how come some of us need to be delivered from people who are around us. Because some of your old friends are jealous of what God's done with you. And they're trying to remind you of the stuff you used to do. But the devil is a liar. That's the old Chad. And I'm trying to put the old Chad. That's how come you better be careful how you talk to people in church. Because you don't know what they've been delivered from. You mess around and think she's been in church for 30 years and she's just been in here for 4 days. She'll take them earrings on, put that Vaseline on in a heartbeat. You'll be like, what happened? What turned her into Jill Scott? Because she's still Jilly from Philly. Calm down. I realized it at the barbecue. I started messing with my wife. I started seeing her jump rope like she's from the ghetto. I said, I'm going to stop talking like no light-skinned girl like that. Because it's in there. And if you're not careful, I don't care how close you are to Jesus, you'll betray him when the heat gets up. Woo, so I feel good right now. And so Peter says, you know what? I'm going back fishing. I've had enough of this. I've tried to do it this way. And Peter was so anointed. The text says in verse 2 and 21, he took 7 of the disciples with him. Some of y'all are so anointed, and you're such a leader that it can work for you or against you. Some of you, if you backslide right now, your family's in trouble. Can I give you some advice? Quit having church talk at home. Quit having church talk around the kids. Because silent right now. Because what you're doing is, when you start talking bad about the church around folk who are immature or unchurched, you don't give them the privilege to grow because you understand crazy folk in church. They don't know. See, that's why you don't hear nothing from the Nation of Islam. Do you think you don't hear nothing from the Nation of Islam? Because they're perfect. You out of your everlasting mind. They're crazy. But what they understand is some stuff is meant for us. As my grandmama would say, I wish I knew some of y'all grow up with a grandmama. Y'all knew that preacher couldn't preach. You hated going to your grandmama's church. You cried, I don't want to go to grandmama's church. They ain't got no Sunday school. They ain't got nothing. All they got is a big peppermint and a preacher who couldn't preach. But you better not say nothing about him. You sat there, you act like you enjoyed it, and you better not take a nap because you bust upside the head. Do I got any company in the room? She's going fishing. Problem is, they went back doing the wrong thing but couldn't catch what they used to catch. They went back trying to be who they used to be. And they caught nothing. They went back trying to do what they used to do. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody, but I don't even know how to backslide no more. I'm corny now. There used to be a time I ride through the streets of Kansas and pull over. They say, that's Chad. I say, what's up? Now I'm ducking you. Let's get out of here. Take the next exit. Get me out of here. Somebody stopped in front of me. I used to be, say, hey, what you waiting on? I said, baby, leave them alone. They must be busy. We'll take that time. We'll get there when we get there. Because God has grown us up. And you think you can quit. You can't quit. Those of y'all have been married for some time, stop it. Ain't nobody putting up with you but the one God gave you. That snoring at night ain't sexy. You got to be used to that. You can't just spring that on nobody. You can't just bring your CPAP out on somebody and think you sexy. You understand what I'm saying? When you've been with somebody for some years, y'all been through hell and high water. They know, stop thinking grass is always greener on the other side. Everybody, as soon as they have conflict, want to go fishing. The devil is alive. What you gonna do? I just can't put up with this no more. Really? I just can't put up with what? Who gonna put up with you? Are you with me here? You better understand where you at in the game. Are you with me? We were at to ride this out. I don't even know how to ask nobody for their phone number. What you supposed to do? Do you text it? Do you ask it? Do you do a flip? What do you do? Do you Facebook? I don't know. Peter goes fishing. Catches nothing. Watch what happens. Jesus shows up and says, cast your net on the other side. Wait a minute. This ain't the first time it's happened. This ain't the first time. Don't you remember when Jesus met Peter and he toiled all night and he caught nothing? And Jesus said, can I borrow your boat to preach a little bit? And he borrowed the boat. And after he borrowed the boat, he said, listen, do me a favor. Cast your net on the other side. And what it's showing us here is once you come in contact with Jesus, just because you get blessed does not mean you need Jesus any less. Sometimes our success can make us think we don't need the same Jesus we saw when we walked down this aisle. But I come to tell you, the Jesus you met when you walk down the aisle is the same Jesus you need to get you through the... Okay, here it is. I got it. I'm going to make this thing plain. You know what my problem is with my medication? I take my blood pressure when I'm not feeling good. But as soon As I start seeing the blood pressure go down, come on, Sister Bradley, come on now, I don't need you to judge me. I'm just telling a sermon here. She all up there like, But as soon as I start feeling better, I start thinking I don't need it. Come on, talk to me, y'all. I'm the only one. But the reality is, the same blood pressure I need when it's high is the same one I need to keep it regulated. Are you with me here? And I come to tell you, the same Jesus you met when you got saved is the same Jesus you need to make it through the moments in your life right now. So as my grandma would say, don't get too big for your britches. That's how come the same way you used to worship him when you first got saved needs to be the same way you lift up your hands and say, thank you, Jesus. Watch this. When Peter realizes he sees Jesus, the Bible says he throws off all his clothes and swims to meet Jesus. Immediately. Here, this is against cultural norms, because there's no way in cultural norms are you supposed to greet a rabbi or a priest with your clothes not intact. But Peter says, my life needs repair so bad that I don't care if I got the right church stuff on right now. He said, but I got to get to Jesus. I wonder, is there anybody here today that you don't care what you look like, but you know you got to get to Jesus, that you didn't come here to see anybody else, but you came because you got to get in contact with God, and you understand, despite your situation or despite your problems, that if you have the capacity to get to Jesus, Jesus has a way to make everything. Oh, here it goes. Here it is. Don't you remember when you used to stay out late and you stayed in the wrong place and you stayed in the wrong place too long? And for those of us who had parents, you understand what I'm about to say. You knew it. You knew you was in the wrong place, and you knew you was in the wrong place too long. And some of us who knew the footsteps of our mom and dad, you can feel their presence coming to the street. And you can hear their footsteps. And everybody else will say, who was that? And you say, that's my mama. Now, how you know it's your mama? I can tell by her heels. I can tell by the click, 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 click. Why? Because the fast click mean I'm in trouble. And then you know what your mama would say? She'd say, Chad. And what you do? You wouldn't wait for your mama to come up on you. Because if your mama come up on you, she gonna beat you in front of everybody. So you say, y'all, you do what I call a quick benediction. Saints and friends, holla at you. You wouldn't waste your time. You weren't trying to say, what you gonna do next week? I'll talk to you later. I got to go. You would beeline it to your mama because you knew you was wrong. Are you with me here? God has been knocking on the door of some of us who've been in church for some years, but you know there's some stuff you've been wrong about. Quit trying to front and just get back to Jesus, because the day you hear his voice, hard not you. Peter comes, and the disciples are sitting there because all of them know it's Jesus, and nobody's saying a word. Y'all, everybody tell me, I want Jesus to come back. I do want him to come back, just not right now. Y'all quiet. I remember when I first got saved at St. John Baptist Church. I grew up in the area where the pastor and deacons made visits to the new members. I didn't know. I didn't know. Somebody was knocking the first station. I said, hey, who is it? It's Pastor Towns. I said, oh. I said, baby, throw that out. Put that in. Give me a minute, Pastor. I need 10 minutes to clean up. There's some stuff I got to get rid of before you come in the door. And then when he come in, hey, Pastor, how you doing? And I know he knew. He knew everything. So you want to tell you say you want Jesus to come. Yeah, I want you to come, but wait a minute. There's some stuff I need to fix before you start knocking. There's some people I need to apologize to before you return. Because it's funny how you can be in church and not speak to your brother that got your same blood. He said they said that nobody said nothing because they knew it was Jesus. And all of them had forsaken him but John. At the cross, they all left him. Jesus now switches the table, and this verse pops out. The verse says, watch this. And there was a coal of fire next to the fish. Basically, it was a barbecue. This Greek word is only used one other time, coal of fire, in all of the New Testament. Can I tell you where it's used at? When Peter denied him.
Wow.
You know what God is doing? He's giving Peter a makeup exam. We serve a God that will put us in the same scenario that we blew it last time. Where's Miss Alexander? She here? Miss Alexander was my science teacher. True story. It's a true story. Now see, they like Alexander because, you know, she was beautiful and all the men would be in the classroom. They'd be lined up, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. They're 12 graders trying to take 9th grade science. I liked her because she'd let you make the test out. Especially if she knew you was an athlete. Because she knew we need to have a 2.0. So I go back and say, now, I flunked this one. She said, now I'm going to give you the same test, but you got to study. And that's what Jesus does. He says, I know you blew it, but come here. I'm going to give you the same test. But this time, you got to learn from your mistakes of the past. I feel God right now. See, that's how come. Don't get mad when you go through something. Don't get mad when folk laugh at you. Because they don't know you learning something right now. And just because I might have failed at it the first time does not mean I'm going to fail at it the second time. Because if you learn your lesson, when Jesus gives you the same test, you'll pass it. Watch what it says. Watch what it says. The commentary suggests something that Jesus is trying to increase love. First, do you love me more than these? Do you love me more than... Wait a minute. This is a reenactment. Do you love me more than these do? Where did we hear that before? Oh! Before he betrayed him. He said, Jesus, I love you more than these. Now Jesus comes. Peter, I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you love me more than these? He said, wait a minute. I learned from the first time. Lord, you know all things. Well, I'm preaching better than you responding. Because there comes a point in your life where you ought to learn and grow and say the same mistakes I made in the last situation. It's not going to be the same mistakes I make at this. Is there anybody that can testify you have grown because of the fire you've been in life? And because of the fire you've been in your life, you refuse to go down the same path or the same trajectory that you've done in time past? Do you love me more than this? Jesus, you know all things. will stop you from bragging on you. You keep on living. Life got a way to humble you. And you'll stop telling how good you are. And you'll start telling how good God is. I ain't got time to be braggadocious. I'm just as crazy as everybody else is. But I serve a God who knows all things. Look at your neighbor and say, you better pass the test this time. Then if you love me, feed my sheep. Huh? See, we think restoration is not about restitution. Stop going for emotionalism. I'm sorry. I never did. Come on, y'all. Am I the only person that prayed this prayer? Lord, if you get me out of this, I'll never do it again. And as soon, Lord, I promise you, if I go to the doctor and he don't let me go to the hospital, I'm not eating chicken ever. So as I get out, he said, let's get high. Now you want to eat your, okay, I got you. And only 2 days after I cried, well, Lord, I ain't gonna get depressed, just give me 3 wings. Because emotion is not repentance. You parents know your kids. They be crying. They mad that they caught. But they gonna do it again. Because restitution is what proves you restored. God says, if you love me, Peter, don't prove it on how you treat me. Prove it on how you treat my sheep. Because it's easy to love a God you don't see. But it's hard to love your neighbor whom you do see. Okay, he said, wait. Peter, can I ask you a second question? Do you love me? Lord, you know all things. Then feed my lamb. He starts with the sheep, which is the heart of the book too. But now I want you to feed my lambs. Jesus, it's enough. No need for no more. Wait, Peter. Wasn't that you that denied me 3 times? Peter, do you love me? The Bible says once he asked him the 3rd time, Peter started crying because he knew what he was doing. Because God does not ask questions that he don't know the answer to already. God is omniscient. That means he knows all things. That means when he's asking a question, he does not need an answer. But what he's trying to get Peter to do is to look at himself and say, self, you was the one that blew it. And I come here to tell you that until you know that you need to be restored, then you cannot go to deeper heights and greater depths in God. Last point, and I'm done. Here's what the restitution is. Here's what it is. Here's what it is. That once God brings you back, you remember the prophetic word that came when I preached last week? He says, when you are converted, what did he say? Strengthen your brother. Ain't that what it said? Strengthen. That means right now that if you've been in the fire and God has given you the grace to get out, you did not go through the fire for you. Y'all quiet now, but I feel like preaching. You went through the fire so that when you come out of the fire, you can help somebody else get out of the fire. Am I preaching to somebody in here that God has had grace upon your life, where God has gotten you out of stuff that you wouldn't dare tell anybody about, and God stopped me by to tell you that that the fact that he got you out, he didn't get you out to come to church and look all spiritual with your legs crossed and your hands folded. No, my sister, my brother, he got you out so that you can tell the story on how you overcame. Can I preach? I'm done now. It's almost Eagles time. I got to preach like I feel it. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, I made it out. And if I made it out, I'm a living witness that God will make it out for you. Do me one more favor. Grab your neighbor by the hand. Say, neighbor, now don't grab if you ain't been through anything. Say, neighbor, I'm a living witness that God still heals. I'm a living witness that God will make a way. And if you think God won't do it, just look at my life and I'll tell you that I'm a miracle that's already walking. Do me one more favor. Say, neighbor, I feel like preaching now. Say, neighbor, after all I've been through, I should be dead right now, sleeping in my grave. Got cancer treatment, but I still got my praise. I go to chemotherapy, but I still give God the glory. And if I can come to church with cancer in my body, surely you can come to church and give God the glory and give God the praise. Is there anybody here that can testify that you made it over through the storm, through the rain, through the heartache, through the pain? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? I need real folk now. About 10 of you that been in the valley, that been in hell, but no, God will take care of you. Won't he do it? Is there anybody here who loves my Jesus? Is there anybody here who loves my Lord? Good night, children. I got to go now. But do me one more favor. Look your neighbor in the face. Say, neighbor. No, you got to say it like you've been through something. Neighbor, I got to feel it. That everything gonna be all right. So let's praise him right now. We don't have to wait till the valley low. We can give him the glory. Say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes.
Yeah, this call for salvation, and maybe someone came through the door today looking for answers. How can I get through this? Where can I get help from? Well, you came to the right place. Jesus didn't wake you up this morning and not solve your problems. It's calling for salvation. If you don't know him, this is your opportunity to know him. If the one, he's telling you to come. He's telling you to come. You probably asked this question, what must I do to be saved? Well, their answer is believe on the Lord thy God, and thou shall be saved. Is there one for salvation? He's telling you to come. Come right now. Come on, yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not promised. All you have is right now is the one for salvation. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. You don't get it right, you'll never get it right. Come on, this is your time. This is the day of salvation, is the one. He's telling you to come, is the one. Come, is the one. And I'll make it easy for you. We all been there. You raise your hand, I come walk with you. Just raise your hand and say, hey, I'm a little scared. Because it's been there, but I'll come walk with you. Because I tell you, he's going to, amen, hallelujah. I'll look right there, see, amen, amen, hallelujah. 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 Yeah, hallelujah. She just made it easy for you. Yeah, just touch the neighbor right to your right or your left and say, look, hey, can you just walk with me? Can you just walk with me? Because this is kind of heavy. I just need someone to walk with me. And I guarantee you, touch that person to the right or left and they'll walk with you. Yes, it's going to be all right. Is there another? Jesus is telling you to come. Is there another? Is there another? You're looking for a church home? I recommend the Alpha Worship Center. Come on and use your gifts here. We'll be glad to have you. Because this is the place where everybody's somebody. And Jesus Christ is Lord. Is there one looking for a church home? Come on here. You don't have to church out no more. Come on now. You ain't got to say, what church should we go to this morning? Now, come on. No more church hopping. Come on and get involved. Come on and use your gifts right here. We'll be glad to have you. Come on, you need a covering. Come on, is there one? For salvation, you're looking for a church home. Is there one? You know what? You probably said to yourself, I backslid. Okay, God loves the backslider. Yes, we all did that before. Yes, we didn't come to church. We stopped believing in God because somebody made us mad. But I tell you what, if you draw nigh to Him in His Word, He'll draw nigh to you. There's no one looking for a church home, call for salvation, and you want to rededicate your life. 3 calls out there, the one. God loves you. God loves you. There's another. Come on and give God a hand clap of praise. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. 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 Great word, Pastor. Great word, Pastor. Oh, come on, that's a great word, Pastor. Great word, Pastor. I can tell you what, Pastor, what you do. You do as the Lord said, you do feed us. Oh, yeah, you do feed us now. I'm going to tell you that right now. Yes, you do, man. Yeah, hallelujah. So, Alpha, are y'all excited? I'll tell you, so we must have got no Eagles fan in here. Ain't nobody saying that. Nobody don't nervous.